Blessings and greetings and blessings, blessed souls, because we are intending to be configured to Torah Chaim, instructions of life, Torah Chesed, instructions of kindness, Torah Rachamim, instructions of mercies. It is now 3 days away, actually tomorrow night, actually 2 nights plus, until we usher in the holiday of Purim, where, against all odds, the Jews of Persia defeated their enemies through total dedication to Torah, to the point of Mesiras Nefesh, self-sacrifice, in the face of the horrible decree of Haman, the well-known Amalekite, who sought to destroy our people, principally speaking because one Jew, Mordechai Tzaddik, very righteous man, refused to bow before him. But with that being said, there is a teaching from our sages that when we enter this month of Adar, we should increase in joy. Now, for many of us, when the month started, we were happy. After all, when we enter in the month of Adar, we're happy. But then there can be ups and downs leading up to the festival of Purim. So today, by Ishkacha Pratas, Divine Providence, I happened to learn with a nice young man in the famous Frankel Shul located in Kesser Karnait, Kesser Pisgah, here on Turtle Island, aka USA Unified Soul Actualization. And we were learning from chapter 33 of the Alter Rebbe's seminal work, the Bala Tanya, chapter 33. And this chapter is dedicated to help us immerse ourselves in the service of joy. And the Alter Rebbe basically, I'm basically cutting and pasting verbally. I don't have the book in front of me, just recalling what I learned with this young man today. The Alter Rebbe invites us to do a soul-searching, introspective look. If we are experiencing enough joy in our soul, enough joy in our heart. And if not, he proposes that if the lack of true joy in the soul and the lack of true joy in the heart is due to our perceptions, subjective perceptions of spiritual failures, there is an antidote the Alter Rebbe, Balatani, suggests to take us out of that, to bring us to a true joy of the soul and true joy within the heart. That is namely to recall in the bigger picture, although in the bigger picture, this planet Earth, as the Alter Rebbe taught in another place, is a teeny tiny mustard seed. Now we think of the Earth as such a big, wide, expansive place. In relation to the universe, it's a mustard seed. And yet look at all the activity that's taking place on this mustard seed. Some good stuff, some stuff that's not so good, and some that's in between, but yet needs some improvement. So when we consider, as the Alter Rebbe taught us in chapter 33 in Tanya, that we should consider the fact that there is a wondrous yuchud emanating from the Creator, a wondrous unity which is not matchable with any other type of unity. And the Creator permeates the upper world, which are beyond our perceptions, unless we learn about in Torah, or for some it might mean to engage in the secular sciences, to look into the stratospheres and the atmospheres, all the different levels of spheres, planetary systems and universes, as scientific endeavors will try to explore these matters. But we know there are 4 general worlds. According to the inner dimension of Torah, there's the world of action, the world of thought, the world of speech. Actually, the hierarchy is the world of action, the world of speech, the world of thought, and the world of intellect. And even there's a world beyond that, the world of delight and desire and delight. Until primordial desire, primordial delight, till it rose up in the Creator's mind as we cannot understand everything should be. So when we can think about the fact that everything is connected to the uniqueness of the Creator, who is above all worlds and found in this world simultaneously, and permeates this world. And the allegory that I used this morning is that if we stop to consider, let me just get this telephone here. Yosef, we're okay. We're waiting for you. Okay, I gotta go. You call me back, okay? I'm doing a live video on YouTube right now. Anyway, listen. Call me when you're in front of the house. Bye. Well, is my son calling? I have to give him a drum. That's live. Live YouTube. Little Murphy's moment. Murphy's Law, Don's Law. It seems to happen a lot to me. Anyway, so when we get back to this whole idea of the unity of Creator, the allegory I thought of today is that, let's say, for instance, you're looking at a fish tank. Most of us have seen a fish tank or been to the aquarium. We're standing outside the aquarium, outside the glass plane, and the fishes are inside the water, of course. We're looking at the fish, they're looking at us, we're making eye contact with them. Sometimes they go up to the glass, they bump their nose, try to see, what is this creature who has 2 legs and 2 arms and is standing in a vertical position. But we are a human being, and that's a fish being, an aquatic being. Not so with the Creator. The Creator is outside the aquarium wall. He is inside, within the water. His godliness enlivens the water, enlivens the seaweed, or wherever the props are in the aquarium, enlivens the fish or whatever matter might be in there. Octopus, tuna fish, shark, whatever it may be, stingray, algae, real or synthesized coral. Creators everywhere. And the Alter Rebbe wants us to know is what. So that's the difference. We are observing, and we're being observed by those things we observe, whether we're conscious or not, or whether those things that are observing us are conscious of it or not. Paradox, but something to think about. So therefore, as well, the Alter Rebbe wants us to know that what is filling the earth and the heavens is the glory of the Creator, Kodo, which is a term which has a lot of implications, because kavod has the numerical value of 32, which relates to heart. Kavod and heart. Something to think about as well. Next, the Alter Rebbe wants us to know that when we think about this world in relation to how we can get so immersed in our own thoughts and lose perspective of the great joy of knowing that we are connected to the awesome unity of the Creator, we should take into consideration that just as the light of the sun, which eventually will disperse and to light up this earth and bring joy and facilitate growth, when the vegetable kingdom facilitates growth for human beings who feel happier when it's sunny. Just a mere shining, mere few rays of sunlight which illuminate the earth in relation to the essential power of the sun. Because the rays in the sun are like they don't exist. Yet there's something within that big ball of fire which is contained from behind a sheath. So what we see in the sky is not the sun, but the sheet that covers it. The sun, so to speak, has sunglasses to protect us from its awesomeness. So the ray of the sun is really nothing, but yet look what the ray of the sun accomplishes. What I understand. And yet what is the sun? The sun is another created entity. Let's take a look at the whole earth. Again, as we said, the earth seems so immense. I'm sure most of you have traveled hundreds of miles, if not thousands of miles. Some of you have traveled tens of thousands of miles. Those of you who are, for whatever reason, business people or lecturers going around the earth, you've traveled hundreds of thousands of miles. It's possible over a 10, 20, 30-year period, maybe less. But the whole earth in itself is absolutely nothing compared to the Creator. So here we are getting caught up in ideas about our spiritual failings, yet whether we are accomplishing or actualizing or not actualizing or feeling a little bit down about our spiritual endeavors, we're still interfacing, interacting, configured to the divine unity, which would be a great source of joy. The next allegory that the Alter Rebbe uses, and I'm not really explaining or cutting and pasting these verbal offerings in a orderly way, but just again to arouse your mind to think such thoughts. The idea of a regular, one of the masses, everyday John Doe type of person who has unique merit to interact with the king of his country, her country, leading ruler. Not that he or she is sequestered and brought up and invited to go to the castle or the White House or whatever the name of the home of the leader of that particular country is, but rather the leader of the country, the king, comes to that common person's house. Can you imagine getting a knock on the door, wherever you are in the world, and the leader of your country comes to visit you? Certainly you would feel an awe. Certainly you would feel a sense of responsibility to offer up the king or the leader of your country the finest of your home, the finest of your food, the finest of your drinks. So too, the Alter Rebbe wants us to know that since the Creator is permeating all the worlds and the glory of the Creator fills the heaven and the earth, the Creator is actually in your homestead, in your living environment, in your workplace, in where you are involved in engaging in, say, like exercise, all the different types of socializations, but in particularly in your home. So when you know the Creator who permeates the world and glory fills the whole earth, do something that is pleasing to the Creator. Now, we of Israel will humbly suggest and advise those to learn Torah to see what does the Creator ask of us. To do justice, to love mercy, to pray, certainly to pray for this, this situation with the coronavirus or any other type of sickness and infirmity and things which are, plaguing the human family experience. But in your home, you have the ability to embrace the King of all kings, the Master of the universe, acts of kindness, thoughts of kindness, words of kindness. You see behind me, we have words of Torah, written tradition, oral tradition, all these type of things. And all of a sudden, not only is the King embracing us by visiting us, because there's no place that holds back the Creator, there's no place empty of the Creator, we are embracing the King's kingship, the rulership of the Master of the entire universe. And this should bring us to a great joy, even though we have spiritual failings. And I hope that this brief presentation, which has now gone over 13 minutes, there's a little glitch here and there, that hopefully this little presentation will help gear us in a certain way, in unity and in alignment with Masha Niknas Adar Marvin B'Simcha. When we enter into the month of Adar, we're increasing in our joy. May we increase in our joy in a way of Ahavachad, one love, Gur Lachad, one that's Nikolana Kolos, but Darchi Noam Darki Shalom. And I have to remind everyone, but before that, I'll remind myself, I've got to be good, you've got to be, we've all got to be good, because it's a Tevatov, the Hativ, it's nature to do good, and the Creator waits for us ever so patiently to do and activate the goodness within ourselves. And another way of segueing out is a mnemonic which I hope will become more fluid in the mouths of other human beings, Avgad. Avgad is ahava, va, bracha, is a blessing. Gimel, gaiva, arrogance, is dalet, dalos, or dal is poverty. So it's reach for the love and reach for the blessing, stay away from the arrogance and stay away from the spiritual, intellectual, emotional poverty. Take care, everyone, and may everyone have a wondrous, miraculous type of Purim within the boundaries of this natural world, to see that even within the boundaries of the natural world, there are many things which are higher than nature getting revealed to us. We have to open up our eyes, open up our hearts, open up our spirits in a joyous fashion. Take care, everyone.